Good evening, welcome to the Professor Maima Show. Hope you are doing well wherever watching me from around the world. So today is a very interesting day. So please subscribe, share and like this video. So now our Deputy Vice President, as I was saying, our Deputy Vice President of Kenya, D.P. Gachagua, is about to be impeached, most likely. So we'll see what happens. So today I want to talk about the Kenyan Universities. This is an interesting video. So, as I've said, the education sector in Kenya is going through a lot of evolutions. The new CBC curriculum, I call it the password curriculum, that is going to destroy education system, and I hope in future it's changed. So now our universities are in total problems. They changed the funding model. Many students have not reported to school. Many universities are suffering through debt. They are not paying salaries. Constant strikes, constant demonstrations by students. So it's just chaos. The education sector in Kenya in chaos. That's what I'm saying. University education in chaos. University education in chaos. This chaos started when the university started, how can I say, expanding without a plan. So we have one particular public university. It was even opening campuses in top of bars, hotels. They were expanding so much, hoping to get school fees. But I want to tell them one thing. Today's student, the customer, he or she is sophisticated. They want to go somewhere where, first of all, the environment is friendly, welcoming, and even speaking of it, these things, dress code in universities, what won't help. These young people want to express themselves. And that's why private universities, majority are not doing well, especially the one which are Christian-based and have many rules. Because university students want to go to places where they are treated like adults. Because when it comes to things like dressing, this is how you can talk to the students, tell them, we are training you for the job market. Even if you are self-employed, how you appear is a marketing. In fact, to tell them you are a brand. Let's start there. That's on social media. To tell them these things you are doing on social media can affect you one day when you run for office. Just like the impeachment of our deputy president, some of the grounds have been based on his past statements and history. So you talk to these young men and women, Gen Z, you tell them, you, Joseph, you, Musa, you, Helen, you, Edwin, you are what? You are a brand, isn't it? So the moment you're in university, you are a brand. You have to make yourself that even if you go somewhere, people say, okay, first of all, because of your appearance, because you are dressed well, they welcome you. Me, there's some places I've entered because I was well dressed. So this time, I was in my blazer back then, in a nice trouser, nice shoes. You know, I bought my new shoes. I was not really doing well financially, but I was able to save and buy some nice shoes. I had a nice one trouser, nice shirt, and a blazer, a new one. I remember going into this supermarket. I wanted to go to the gents. I was pressed, so I went to the gents. I was easily passed without anyone asking me anything. So imagine, this was I think it was a mall, which is where people, top people enter. You know, these malls in Kenya, there's some malls where people, executive, top people with the money, let's call them the moneyed people enter. Top cream of society. So if you go to the gate and you are dressed in a bad way, you just look like a rascal without with the lack of a better word, you look like a rascal. Yes, you are dressed badly. You are a young man. You have, I don't know, you have dreadlocks. You have torn clothes because that's fashion. You look as if you have never bathed in 3 days. For a young lady, you're wearing like those people who walk at night. Eh, the people who walk at night, the people who are in the night trade, and you're going to class. You see now, no one will address you. Someone said, people will address you by your appearance, isn't it? So back to that point, I was saying, yes, our young people want freedom, but you can tell them you can have freedom, but in an organized way. So those are the customers, they're sophisticated. So you have to know how to handle them. Now, the biggest problem in Kenyan University, that's what I'm saying, the chaos in Kenyan University, the chaos in Kenyan University, I think that's a better word. The chaos in Kenyan University is the management. Most universities are not managed well because the people are managing them, they have not have management. They just have, they're more of lecturers, academicians. So they need people who have practical skills on management. They go into an organization and run it as a CEO. I've not done management, but I know there's some, I've read about it, but I know there's some basics. First of all, it's integrity. Second of all, is the discipline. You have to be disciplined. You have to have empathy for your staff. At least you empathize with them. You have to be a good example, or lead by example. You must also be loyal to the institution, and you must be ready to achieve the goals, objectives. So those are some of the things. There's so many characteristics of a good manager: punctuality, loyalty, what I've said, decision making, inclusion, where you include everyone in the company, they feel that they're part of the system. Yeah, because it's a well run, it should be like the CEO in a company is like the driver. Then you have the passengers, you have the vehicle, which is the organization. So you should have people who follow your lead so that the company is like a well-oiled run machine or a bus where all the parts, you have the staff, they're like the vehicles which move the bus. You have the body, the institution. You have the students who are like the passengers. So now, if you have poor management, how will these universities go to the next level? That's why we hear stories of embezzlement of funds reported by our media, graft, integrity is needed in management. So see, it's just complete chaos. That's what I'm saying. The chaos in Kenyan universities starts at the top, managers. They don't have any training in management, administration. We did a course on administration when I was university undergraduate. There are so many things, so many characteristics, many factors. So these people need to go to training before someone becomes a VC, vice chancellor, or deputy vice chancellor. They need to go for several months for training in a management institution. They should know the basics of management, the do's and don'ts. Like our deputy president should have known about the issue of leadership. Leadership is by example, everything. But here in Africa, someone thinks when they have power and the money, they are God. No, those days are over. Kenyan Gen Zs, I salute you. This is one scalp you have claimed. This is genuine, not that abracadabra of cabinet reshuffle. This is a scalp you have claimed because of what you did that day when we went into parliament. You woke up the parliament. People may argue what, but you have done the best. So going forward, people in positions of power will know that they can be held accountable. So that's the problem with universities. Management is not well done. You have people who don't know the basics of management. I've talked about them. Integrity, decision making, empathy, hmm, leadership, goal oriented, focus, vision. What is the vision? If you ask a VC of any university, what is your vision of this university in the next 20 years? That is post your tenure. Maybe you are in your fourth year. After your tenure, how do you see this university when you leave? Have you set down the grounds for this university to become a world class? Remember Magoha, the late Magoha, the former Vice Chancellor of University of Nairobi, and also former Education Cabinet Secretary. God bless his soul. This person had a plan, a proper plan. They were saying he had a proper plan for the University of Nairobi. He left with that big tower. That's the place, that where University of Nairobi is, that tower is the park we used to sit. It was like a pig during lunchtime. People didn't have lunch money, would get their hot air burgers. I used to stay there when I was doing my master's. I started teaching also. I would go there sometimes to visit. You understand? Then when he was the Cabinet Secretary of Education, he did a grant for CBC curriculum, which I don't like, but at least he set up the grounds. He stewarded the country education sector during the coronavirus pandemic. Other countries are still recovering from the chaos because the students for 2 years never went to school. So someone who should be in grade 12 today is in grade 10. You have cut out 2 years of his life. We just lost 1 year. And students were able to go back to school with minimum debts, minimum interference. You understand? Now that's managerial skills that most of these people miss. People think that when you enter into power, it's first of all to acquire money. That's in these universities or because of the scandals, corruption. And after that, you start bullying people, you bully staff. Our deputy president is being also impeached because of the grounds of bullying. Because you think now you have power, you can bully everyone. So that's what I'm saying. The chaos in Kenyan universities, they're in total chaos. We need to change them. Management has to change. Managerial skills. If you have a good manager in a public university or a private university, as I finish off, first of all, you get more students. Second of all, you have motivated staff who are ready to work for you. Third of all, you make the environment so, how can I, friendly environment, conducive for education. Because University of Education is supposed to train thinkers, whether they're doing engineering, architecture, people who think in situations. But if you convert universities more into high schools, you are killing them. Kenyan University, if they continue the way they are, I don't see any higher education in the country in the next 20 years. Because majority of people will start studying abroad or study virtually. Why should be harassed in a local university when you can get your degree virtually? And because even the job you'll be doing will be virtual, or you'll be self-employed. That's what I'm saying. The chaos in Kenyan University because of poor management, poor leadership skills, corruption, lack of integrity. That's what I'm saying. The country needs to change. And I love it. I love what's happening in Kenya with this impeachment of leaders. It's making people see when you are a leader, you have to be responsible, very responsible on what you say, on how you act. You lead by example. That's the way it is. That's how teachers do. We lead by example. When you're always punctual, the students will always be punctual. I've done this experiment. When you are late, a student will be late. When you dress well, your student will also dress well. When you treat people with kindness, your students also treat others with kindness. So this is the Professor Maima show. I want to pray for you who's watching me, that you have a long life, that all your dreams become reality, and you become rich and prosperous, not only you, your children, grandchildren, and all your generation. And I also want to pray for myself, get big money, build a technological university that can produce products that can be used here in Africa and worldwide, create jobs, train future entrepreneurs, and earn money, big money, not only for me, the owner, and also for the Kenyan government in terms of taxes. That's my prayer, amen. And then also want you to support our channel through the mobile M-Pesa down there, +254 769 729 327. Mobile M-Pesa, +254 769 729 327. And as I always say, gwaheri ya kuonana, gwaheri.